Hey, aloha, Esera Tuaolo here, aka Mr. Aloha. Welcome to the Mr. Aloha, podcast. We are definitely, this is our first shooting. We're here at Skol Marketing. It's an amazing place. But before I do that, I'm going to announce my co host for today, a really good friend of mine, Minnesota Vikings fanatic, and I tell you, he's probably the number one Vikings fan. And I'm not even sugarcoating that because this guy is absolutely amazing. He painted his car purple. The dude just lives and breathes. Oh, he also has a tattoo with Skol on it. But I just want to introduce him, everybody. Please welcome Ben Theis. What's
Awesome.
up?
Hey, what's up, man?
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
dude, this
Thanks
is
for having me.
incredible. So we've been friends for a long time.
Yes.
And for some reason, I always thought your name was Theis.
No, it's Theis, so everyone always thinks that.
Okay,
Yeah.
but it's Theis. It's pronounced Theis,
Yeah.
right?
I always say it's like the coach, but just spelled different.
But seriously, how come? I think I've called you by your last name multiple times, and are you to that point where, like me, because Tuaolo, people can't pronounce it, so
Yeah.
it's sort of like they add a vowel here and there and stuff, and you just go with it, right?
Exactly.
You don't want to correct them.
Yeah, just at that point, it's like, who cares? Like, you know what they're trying to say.
So this is incredible. We are here at Skol Marketing, and why don't you tell people about Skol Marketing?
Yeah. So, we're at the headquarters of Skol Marketing. We're in Hopkins. And so this is our new podcast kind of studio. But Skol Marketing is a local digital marketing agency. What we do is we help small to medium-sized businesses with digital marketing. So websites, SEO, being found on Google, doing ads, and social media.
Yeah.
And where we've really kind of branched off and where, I know we can get into where we've kind of worked together is we're now working with a lot of former professional athletes, mainly Viking players.
We'll get to
Yes.
those Viking legends
Yes.
here in a second. But sorry, continue.
Oh, no. But yeah, really kind of helping them then with the stuff that we do for businesses. So it's been kind of cool over the past couple of years is we still focus on businesses, but now we're being able to take that expertise and work with Viking legends like yourself and others around here.
Okay, all right. I got a big smile on my face because we have to tell the story how you and I met, right?
Yes.
So I'm not sure what game it was. It was how many years ago?
It was at the Metrodome still.
Oh, shoot,
Yeah,
that long.
we were tailgating at the Metrodome.
Oh,
And you can kind of see, we'll put up the picture here.
Yeah.
You can kind of see obviously what I wear. So, again, it's my nickname is Superfan, so kind of like Superman, and got the spandex and the cape to look like this.
You're gonna see it in a second. We're gonna flash that thing up. But the dude, it was incredible. So when I met him, I was like, "Who is this guy?" And so he came up. We just clicked. We talked for a bit and stuff. And this guy, I'm not even telling you. When I say he is a crazy, amazing Minnesota Vikings fan, he definitely is. But tell the people what we did. For some reason, I'm not sure why we did this.
Yeah. Well, I remember one time, we were just chatting there, and then you kind of looked at me and go, "How much do you weigh?"
Yeah.
And I was like, I think like 170, 5 or something like that at that point. Unfortunately, I'm not that anymore, but at that point I was. And you go, "I think I could bench press you," and I go, "Sure, go ahead." And so you go, "Really?" And so I was like, "Sure." So you literally, as you can see in the picture, kind of went like this, and then you did two.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you actually did two bench presses.
And the memory, sorry, but the NFL concussion thing is real. And so the memory thing is starting to come back. I remember walking through all the tailgating.
Yeah.
So your section had people were shaving their heads to raise money for cancer awareness.
Yes. Yeah, because I think it was around October is when we kind of met, because that was like breast cancer awareness.
Yeah, and so when you see the picture, like I had beautiful locks, feathered hair and stuff, and when you see the picture, you guys shaved it off.
Yep.
And it was, I don't know what compelled me to like try to, just want to be part of it, but just being around all those fans, them screaming and people cutting off their hair for cancer, it was just incredible. And I'm like, all right, let's do it.
Let's do it, yeah.
Let's do it. So but that's how Ben and I met. And now he has this amazing company, Skol Marketing, and he's doing a lot for the legends, like Minnesota Vikings legends. And I think you're going to branch off a little bit, like in trying
Yeah.
to invite some of the Packers or your
Yeah.
the enemy.
Well, yeah, but yeah. No, but we are
You can't
looking to
even
branch.
talk
I
about
know.
it,
It's
like,
like, yeah, like makes me
Packers.
sick. Yeah.
Yeah. But I know he likes one of my good friends, and that's well, he used to be a Packer, but then he came over to the dark side or the
Yeah.
better side. Brett Favre.
Yeah. Retired as a Viking.
Retired as a Viking. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy just to
Yeah.
think about? Even like when you played with him and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I couldn't even imagine it when that happened, but yeah.
I tell you, for a little background, I got drafted to the Green Bay Packers, so I sort of kind of have to play Amish, pay homage to them, right? Because they brought me into the league, because that's sort of like the hardest thing to do, right? Especially without social media back in those days, you sort of had to be good to be recognized, right? And to be talked about throughout the league. Coaches had to like, who is this guy, right? And I have to tell you this: playing with Brett Favre was incredible, because he's just how he looks. He's just big country. The dude is absolutely fun. We met, we clicked, we became roommates. I'm not sure how that happens, because normally the quarterback is roommates with the center, and we were roommates on the road, and we had a great time. And we went down to Hattiesburg, Mississippi. And we're going to talk about
Middle
this.
of nowhere.
We're
Yeah.
going to talk about this because I can talk about this because it happened to me, and I'm also in his first book, Brett Favre's first book. But when we went down there, I tell you what, I just, like 3 weeks prior to that, I watched Mississippi Burning. And so it's like, what? I was like, I'm not even sure.
Where am I going?
Yeah, exactly. Where am I going? Like, it's like the skin color, like, oh my gosh, so I go down there, and I tell you, it's country. It is crawfish boils and crayfish, everything, right? It's incredible. And so met his family, absolutely incredible. And so Brett decides, let's go to my college town. And I'm thinking it's like 10, 15 minutes down the road, right? No, it's like an hour and a half from his house. We're already lit, right? Him and his whole posse, because during that time he traveled with the posse, and we're going down the road. I'm not even kidding. They're like throwing beer cans at each other and stuff, like because the cooler was in one truck and we were in another truck. And it's like we're heading down there. So we get to his college town, and we go into this club. I'm not sure. I'm trying to picture it right now. It's like it was a barn, sort of like a barn, right? So we
Go figure.
Yeah, it was packed. We walk in, and then the first, for some reason, it was a country song at first, and then when we walked in, it was "Don't Touch It." Ding, 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 ding. I wasn't sure if they were playing that for me or for like And so we're having a blast, drinking, doing we're in our early 20s and stuff, so we were just having a great time, doing shots and stuff like that, and we're talking just like you and I are talking, right? And this guy sucker punches him right in front of me, like. I'm not even like
out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. I mean, later on I got why. Why? I don't want to say it, but later on I would have been the guy too. Like So anyway, sucker punch, get into a big brawl. I think that's that bonding him and I had. Like I grabbed the dude, and I think I shoe-flayed him and stuff. And at that time, I was like 350 pounds. Like, I was just a big dude. People are, they're hitting me and stuff, and I'm just like,
Yeah, just get out of here.
Big Samoan, right? Like, and so
was it like one of those movie brawls where just people are flying? Yeah.
It was like that, right? And then Brett gets up, and he starts, hitting the guy because the guy's on the ground, and then he grabs me, and he pulls me outside. We got to get going. And so we go, and literally there's like 10 cop cars.
Already waiting for you? Yeah.
And so it's like, they arrest us. They have me on sitting down and stuff like that. And I was so big, I couldn't like put my hands. So they got an extension, right? And they did me like this, and I was like, again, and I was like, just put your hands forward. So they handcuffed me like this, and on the way to jail and stuff, it was like, we were laughing in the car, like we were just laughing, and so we get there, they put us in a cell with like 15 other guys, you know, and it was sort of like, wait a minute, and then Brett Favre is like, you guys better not effing. I grab him by the mouth and I pull him back. I said, dude, there is 15 of them and 2 of us.
Yeah.
So I said, shut the F up. So anyway, they come and get him. He goes to talk to the chief of police. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning, right? And 3. So he go talk to the chief of police. I'm in there an hour just waiting, right? And so they come and get me. So I go and talk to the chief of the police, and he goes, where you from, boy? And in my mind, I was thinking, Mississippi Vernon, right?
Yeah.
But in my mind, I said, boy, but I was thinking I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm from Hawaii. And then he goes, Hawaii? What in the darn name? It's like me and the missus, we just came back from Hawaii. And I was thinking to myself, oh, I hope he likes it. Like, I hope he enjoyed, had a great time with his wife. He said, yeah, don't worry about Brett. This used to be his second home. And he goes, don't worry.
Was the town or the jail cell the second?
The jail cell. Yeah. The jail cell. And so he goes, don't worry, Buzz. Buzz is his manager and stuff. Like, Buzz is coming to pick you up and stuff. I'm like, okay. And so, yeah, but I think it was
They had like a Brett Favre protocol. Like,
quite a night to remember, right? So the next day, his mom, she's absolutely amazing. Brett's mom, Bonita, she goes, honey, you better call your mom. I'm like, no, she's way in Hawaii. I'm here, right? But sure enough, my mom calls. She's all like just chewing my ass off because on the front page of Hawaii News, Esera Tuaolo and Brett Favre barroom, bro.
it reached all the way there like that?
Like that.
Wow.
I felt this small after the phone call with my mom. She was screaming at me in Samoan. I was like, oh, gosh, yeah. And so AP Wire, they didn't have social media back there, but they had the AP Wire. So as soon as that reached Hawaii, I was like, oh. And Hawaii is like, what, 8 hours difference. So by the time, I was like, don't even worry. Like, I'm like, so I'm on the, going back to Green Bay, and sure enough, like, oh, Mom, I'm sorry. So anyway, that's my Brett Favre story, and, I'm just going to stick with it.
That's a pretty good one.
But, it's funny because people are like, why did you put it in your book and all of that? Because I have a book called Alone in the Trenches, short plug. I was like, well, he put it in his book first.
Yeah.
I wrote my book like a couple years later. So anyway, that's why I put it in there. And, him and I are really good friends. He's a good person. He's a good guy. I know there's stuff that he's dealing with right now, but you know what? What people don't realize, I don't think, is that we get approached by so many people, right, that want to do things for you.
Yep.
And so the way they frame it and they structure it sometimes is sort of like, in a way where it's sort of like, oh, it's not going to hurt anyone, right?
Yep.
Type of thing, right? They want all that. And Brett was a booster. His daughter was playing, and I can't speak much on it and stuff, but I'm just saying that he's dealing with it.
My thing is there's always more to the story than what ESPN just leads with, because the headline can be a lot sexier than the actual story or the situation.
And we live in a world where negativity rules overall, right?
Yep.
It's not the good deeds that some people, there's some things that they put out there like, oh my God, he signed the autograph and all that, but that never gets anywhere, right? It's the DUIs and it's all the other crap that does that. So anyway.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, right? So more about Skol Media and stuff. So we're going to be back in a second, and we'll talk more about that.
Sounds good.
Aloha.